A dizzying, whip-pan camera movement captures a chaotic blur of action on the deck. Deep blue rubber gloves urgently handle a dark green plastic tote, overflowing with elongated, slimy marine life. Mixed with spiked sea snails, the extreme motion blur distorts the slippery bodies of the eels and the rugged texture of the baskets. It is a frantic, rushed glimpse into the messy, rapid-fire process of sorting the diverse and unwanted bycatch hauled up alongside the main catch. Working with rhythmic efficiency, a crew of fishermen in bright yellow rain gear swiftly stack heavy blue plastic totes on the expansive deck. The men bend and heave, relying on practiced muscle memory to arrange the sorted catch into neat, towering columns before transport to the freezing holds. The flat daylight highlights the stark contrast between the blue crates and yellow suits, showcasing the highly organized, physically demanding logistics essential to factory ships.
All right, steady as she goes.
Making it look like a massive.
An imposing, dark blue mechanical net drum dominates the frame, slowly rotating to reel in thick, heavily braided tow lines and synthetic cables. The massive circular flanges of the steel spool crush the wet ropes tightly together under extreme physical tension. An array of orange floats is barely visible in the background. The canted close-up angle highlights the raw mechanical power and the relentless industrial heartbeat required to retrieve the gargantuan deep-sea gear.
Watch the weight on this side. Okay, put it right here. Next one coming up.
T looking down from the ship's dark blue, rust-spotted steel railing. The gray-green ocean churns violently, creating a trail of pure white seafoam. A thin, highly tensioned cable slices sharply through the water, suggesting heavy equipment is being towed silently below the surface. The high-angle view captures the relentless hydrodynamic drag and the raw speed of the vessel as it violently plows through the cold, open water, contrasting solid metal with the chaotic sea. The massive dark steel spool of the net drum acts as the mechanical heart of the deck, tightly wound with overlapping layers of thick, rough cables, green nylon ropes, and bright orange marker floats. The unyielding metal endures incredible tensile forces as it secures the heavy trawling apparatus. Daylight exposes the intricate, abrasive textures of the braided lines against the rigid machinery, illustrating the immense industrial strength required to conquer the ocean.
Hold on, we're going under.
A vivid line of bright orange, spherical floats glide smoothly across the dark blue railing of the moving vessel. Attached to a thick, green nylon mesh, the wet gear slides with heavy friction as it is deployed or hauled back from the rolling, dark navy sea in the background. The close-up shot intensely focuses on the saturated colors of the floats, creating a highly visual representation of the continuous, heavy-duty mechanical processes essential to fishing. With his back to the camera, a lone fisherman in a soiled yellow apron and dark fleece strains against a rusted vertical steel cap set against the vast, flat expanse of the deep blue ocean. He uses pure muscular force to manage the incredible tension of a thick hawser line. The over-the-shoulder perspective highlights the quiet, grueling physical labor and the stark isolation of the crew as they battle both the elements and the relentless, heavy machinery of the ship. From a precarious, first-person perspective, blue, rubber-gloved hands reach out to aggressively grip the wet, white steel tubing of the ship's railing. Below, the dark, turbulent ocean rushes past at an alarming speed. The fisherman's black rain jacket is soaked, and a heavy coil of rope lies discarded on the deck. The wide-angle lens amplifies the intense physical effort required simply to maintain balance on the violently pitching vessel against the forces of the sea. The dark, ink-like surface of the ocean breaks violently as the swollen, green nylon cord end of the trawl net is winched upward. Thousands of silverfish scales glint chaotically through the tightly stretched, dripping mesh. The incredible vertical tension forces the net into a massive, bulging sphere, revealing the crushing biological weight trapped inside. This canted high-angle view perfectly captures the heavy, suspenseful climax as a gargantuan harvest breaches the surface.
Keep it moving, faster. Clear the net. Watch the water cannon spray. Hold it there. Watch the line on the capstan. We need more crates over here.
Hanging heavily, just outside the ship's white railing, the colossal trawl net forms a massive, dripping pendulum over the pitch-black ocean. A tightly packed, solid block of silver fish is violently crushed against the green nylon mesh, entirely immobilized by their own tremendous weight. Torrents of seawater cascade from the bulging codon. This dramatic high-angle shot highlights the staggering contrast between the immense, raw volume of the catch and the void of the sea.
Pull it up quickly now. It's heavy on this side. Watch the cables below.
From a tight high-angle perspective, blue rubber-gloved hands desperately manipulate a heavy, dark nylon net and thick, wet mooring lines. The fisherman is engaged in the chaotic, slippery process of untangling the gear near the ship's edge, with the pale sea blurred in the background. The shallow depth of field focuses entirely on the friction and the slick, messy reality of the equipment. It illustrates the
Steady,
continuous,
watch the edge.
frantic manual labor required to reset the trawls.
Got it. Bring it down slow. All right, heave. Pull it towards you. It's jammed right here. Try.
Shrouded in the absolute blackness of the ocean night, a gigantic metal winch spool commands the frame, layered heavily with thick, abrasive industrial cables. A crew member in a vibrant orange life vest stands beside the dark machinery, his hand resting cautiously on the slow-moving drum. Illuminated solely by harsh, directional, the scene highlights the gritty textures of the ropes and the quiet, imposing mechanical strength required to conquer the midnight sea.
Watch out for the net. Hurry up.
A massive, badly scarred wooden trawl door rests precariously on the ship's railing, its rusted steel edges glistening under the dim light. The dark, ominous sea rolls quietly in the background. The extreme physical weight and the brutally gouged, brown timber expose the severe kinetic trauma this specialized gear endures while aggressively plowing the ocean floor. This high-angle close-up offers a stark, tactile glimpse into the highly destructive nature of bottom trawling. Submerged in a starless, impenetrable night, a solitary fisherman in a blue rain suit bends deeply over the ship's edge. Only the faintest glimmer of a distant light interrupts the terrifying black void, silhouetted by a harsh, low-K deck light. His hunched posture reveals the unseen physical struggle of operating heavy gear in total darkness. It is an intensely isolating image that conveys the profound loneliness and the quiet, dangerous reality of offshore night fishing.
Almost clear of the rail. Watch the swing, bring it around to the left.
Illuminated by a single, stark spotlight, a fisherman in a blue rain suit crouches over the worn, white-painted gunwale of an old wooden boat. The pitch-black sea churns dangerously close to the slippery, net-covered deck. Using a long pole, he battles unseen forces below the waterline. The high, severely canted camera angle accentuates the precarious footing and the raw, exhausting physical labor demanded by traditional small-scale fishing operations in the dead of night. In the claustrophobic, pitch-black belly of the ship, a horrific, solid waterfall of dark red marine life violently crashes downward. Hundreds of tons of pulverized fish and chaotic bycatch flow like a thick, unstoppable river, losing all individual form in the brutal descent. Shot with extreme low lights, the camera captures the terrifying kinetic force and the overwhelming, apocalyptic scale of the harvest as it relentlessly fills the massive, lightless void of the hopper. Under the stark, angled glare of the ship's heavily damaged metal hull is exposed against the dead, black ocean. Large sections of white paint have violently peeled away, revealing rough, deep brown scars of corrosive rust. The tight, unmoving camera angle emphasizes the silent, creeping decay. It is a bleak, highly textured portrait that visually documents the brutal, unrelenting destruction inflicted by saltwater and time upon the heavy machinery. An extreme close-up is violently thrown into chaos as a hand swipes rapidly through the pitch-black frame. In the severely underexposed background, only faint, blurred vertical lines of a grated deck or net are visible. The extreme lack of light and the aggressive motion blur completely annihilate any sense of spatial orientation or clarity. It is a disorienting, frantic micro-moment that captures the blinding speed, confusion, and raw physical chaos of working in the dark.
The current is strong, but the gear is managing it.
Watch out, hold steady. Got it.